Hello there, my beautiful Aries signs. It's Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. Today's video is going to be a traditional Celtic cross spread that I pulled for you. Before I get on camera, I like to meditate on your energy, and I do that through music. So the music I was listening to today was the Yellow Brick Road song by Elton John. That is a great song to listen to because the lyrics are very aligned with not only the story of the Wizard of Oz, but if you didn't know, that story has to do with ascension, and it has to do with the spiritual process of tapping into your solar plexus. So the Yellow Brick Road is the road that leads your solar plexus, to your heart chakra. So make sure you check out that. If you're not sure what that is, look up chakras. This is from my chakra deck. This is just the back of a card, but that's symbolic of the journey that we all spiritually go on once we're enlightened enough to understand or know what it is. And it's, traversing from these base chakras up to the highest chakra of all, which is our crown chakra, or our connection with spirit, our inner God, our inner guidance, our divine powers, and those sorts of things. So a little bit of a tangent for you, Aries, but I felt guided to say that because that song came up and I love that song, but a lot of people don't understand the meaning behind the whole story of the Wizard of Oz, or the Elton John song that is tied to that story. And in order to receive full access or a lot of access to your supernatural abilities or divine abilities, however you want to think of it, you have to have your head and your heart in alignment, and you also have to have courage to be brave. So it's, the journey of the Tin Man, the lion, and the scarecrow. But you might be going through an ascension process here, so that's just a confirmation for me to you, just to help you. Now, when I do these cards for this tarot reading, just remember energy is fluid. If it's not your energy, it might be somebody that you're dealing with or someone you're very close to that's involved in this situation. But for a lot of you, this reading is mostly tied to work. I did see a little bit of heartbreak in the cards when I was shuffling, because the Three of Swords wanted to come out, but it didn't fully come out. So some of you might be on the cusp of a breakup. But I do see a lot of success here in your future, Aries. There's a lot of good things to come. It's just going to be a little challenging for you as you shift out of some old energy into the new. Now, hold on. Well, I think that's all I have to say. I think that's my whole spiel, really. Well, kinda. If you like this video, if something resonates in this message, smash that like button because it helps my channel grow. It's free for you, and I greatly appreciate it. Let's dive in. So you have the King of Cups in your current situation. So what's going on for you right now is maybe you are having to step up and boss up, is what I'm definitely feeling, because I don't know why, I was just really getting like this is a job situation, like you're getting some sort of promotion or something you've been manifesting, because the challenge here is the Three of Cups. So it's like you are a bit challenged to celebrate yourself. So maybe it's what you wanted, but it's not exactly how you wanted it, or you had to beat out some of your friends or coworkers in order to get to this higher ranking position, or just something that was like that's feeling a little bit bittersweet. So I do feel like that's the challenge for you at this time here, Aries, is celebrating yourself, which it's kind of a silly thing to think about, but sometimes when we get things in life as we've prayed for or manifested or wished for, however you want to think about that, we may not always get them in the timing we thought we would, or in the way we thought we would, or it might have a counter effect we didn't anticipate. And I kind of feel like that's the energy for you at this time. Now, the foundation of this situation is the Page of Pentacles. This is a new opportunity for you. It's a seed. Basically, the Page of Pentacles is all about planting something. So you're planting the seed that's tangible, that's going to grow fruit in the 3D if you're willing to put in the work and the effort. My cat is meowing. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, he had to go outside. So if your cat has to go outside, that's a synchronicity for you as well. But the Pentacles are all about, Page of Pentacles is a new opportunity, a new seed that you're starting to grow, or you're really trying to decide what it is you want to do with this, if you're going to invest your time and effort into watering this to make it become something fruitful. Now, in your past energy here, you have the Eight of Wands. So if you were waiting on communication, or if you were waiting on some sort of quick decision, it was made, because in your present vibe, you have the Six of Wands. So you are celebrating, or you have a victory here. And I do feel like that was confirmation of some sort of promotion or some sort of achievement where you should be celebrating yourself. But your present energy, like your future present energy, like with the vibe that you're going to be leaning into, is the Queen of Wands, which is a very interesting card. It's like a independent, fiery energy. You know, she's alone with her cat, and energy's fluid. So if you're a guy watching this, you don't have a cat, it still can resonate with you. This is like a guy with his dog. Have you, however you want to phrase it, or, maybe you're a woman with a dog. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. But this is all about like being in your power, being in control, and taking charge and taking the lead, and really tapping into your feminine independence. And we all have masculine and feminine energy inside of us. It's fluid, or energy's fluid. So you have to lean into one sometimes, and you have to lean into the other sometimes. And I do feel like you're doing that pretty adaptably. Now, the next card is like what's in your control in this situation, what's in your power, what can you do? And this is the Eight of Pentacles. This is all about putting in the work. This is the elbow grease. This is the hard stuff. This is setting a solid foundation and building up this legacy. She's working on all these pentacles so she can get to the Ten of Pentacles, so she can really like have this dream come true, wish fulfillment that she's trying hard to achieve. And it, again, doesn't have to be feminine energy. It can be masculine, but in this picture, she's a woman, so I'm going to refer to her as a her. But, if you want to identify as whatever you want to do, who am I to stop you? So this card is all about putting in the work on whatever it is that you're doing. And I do feel like you're doing that. Now, in your how people see you, Aries, people are seeing you standing up for yourself, standing up for your belief systems and your values. That's what the Seven of Wands is about. You might feel like you have to be defensive, especially if you're stepping into some sort of managerial role or some sort of like boss role. It's just going to require you to be a bit more cold, or I'm not sure how to phrase it. It's like when you have these responsibilities and people are under you, under your wing, you have to have this certain level of respect that's earned. It's not, don't be on a power trip, but it's like you have to have a certain level of respect, and that requires boundaries sometimes. And that's kind of what the Seven of Wands is about. It's about boundaries and belief systems and morals and ethics and values. So make sure you're staying true to yourself and not compromising those things for a company or for, your coworkers or things like that. Now, your hopes and fears, you have the Queen of Cups. Maybe you feel like you've been too harsh. Maybe you feel like it's going to be tough to try to balance this like kindness, this kind spirit that you usually have, because you're stepping into some sort of power position. And, what's the Spider-Man quote? With great power comes great responsibility. I just feel like that is probably what you're feeling right now. So it's like that victory you're trying to celebrate, you're happy about, but you also know that you're taking on more power, and that's going to require you to be maybe a little bit defensive or a little bit closed off, because your outcome here, your potential outcome, is the Two of Swords. And this is about not seeing any other avenue. Sometimes this Two of Swords, she thinks there's only two options, two choices, but there is a plethora of options in the background here. There's those little islands, but there's a couple little islands she could choose from. So that's just going to take some time to adapt to your environment and kind of just, it's like trying on new shoes. You got to try on the shoes, see if they fit, see if you feel comfortable, and walk around them a little bit before you decide like if it's a good pair. And now in your subconscious energy, Aries, you have the Queen of Swords. This is a card of being like cold, a little bit calculating, but she's also a generous queen when she needs to be. Like, she has her hand out. She's like, I will help you. I'm not going to be an enabler. I'm not going to do it for you, but I will show you the way. And then, you can decide if that's what you want to do. So I do feel like you're allowing people to step up to the plate, but you're not, being a pushover, you're not getting taken advantage of. And that's very important at this time. So good for you, Aries. You have a lot of positive stuff. All right. that's what I have for you for tarot. I'm going to dive into my oracle cards now. So these are just additional messages for you, Aries, and hopefully something will resonate or be synchronistic to something I've said in here. And I kind of just get, sometimes I'll get little added messages from my spirit guides or angels to throw in. Now, the first card I have is Observer, number 49. Observer is all about observing your thoughts. Making sure you're staying in an attitude of gratitude is very important, because sometimes when you have challenges or you have chaos or conflict, it can put you on a train of negative, pessimistic thinking, and that's low vibe. And you want to stay high vibe, especially when you're in a power position, because you are the role model now. You are leading by example, and you are going to be mimicked whether you like it or not. That's just kind of how it works for people in a position of power. And sometimes people will mimic your good traits and good qualities, and sometimes they'll mimic the bad ones because they think they can get away with it too. So you have to use discernment here, and your wisdom, because the wisdom card came out. This is tied to your heart chakra, and you have a lot of emotions in your reading with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So I do feel like Spirit really wants you to lean into that emotional energy. And I just saw 1111 on the clock, so make sure you check out that angel number. But wisdom is all about going through these trials and tribulations and, kind of earning your place and position here. So it's like, it's well deserved. If anyone's trying to tell you oh, you only got that because of this, ignore them, because that's just jealousy, and don't feed into that negative energy. Now, this card is from my Moon Oracle deck. It says the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So you might have a lot of Capricorn in your chart here, Aries, or Capricorn season that's quickly approaching might be a very significant time for you, when the maybe the newness of this position wears off. Now, you also have, I am always mindful and live only within each moment I have. Again, I do feel like that's tied to that observing your thoughts and being grateful and going in with an attitude of gratitude, because with great power does come great responsibility. So you might feel a little bit burdened with this new opportunity, but I do feel like you're going to do your best to transmute any anxiety that you're feeling. You have the triquetra. I love this. This is, I don't typically pull this card very often, but this is a great card to have in your reading, Aries. It says, this energy of movement inspires creation and life within you. Encourage and delight the senses into life movement. Now, the triquetra is tied to life, death, rebirth. This is part of the dark night of the soul. This is part of alchemy and shifting, and it's also part of the ascension process. It's part of breaking down the ego in order to move forward into a higher vibrational frequency. It's basically the culmination of an open heart, an open mind, and courage and bravery that are required, which again is tied to the Wizard of Oz movie, or the song that's listed here. So that's just another synchronicity for me and for you, if you're watching this video, to just be aware you are going through a major life shift, and not a lot of people will ascend or be spiritually aware even, or enlightened in this lifetime. So this is a rare, unique opportunity that you are a part of, even though sometimes it may be feeling really challenging or really emotional roller coastery. So in regards to your intuition, Aries, Spirit wants you to act. It says, what time is it right now? Don't look at your watch or your phone or your clock. Clear your mind and check, are you right or are you way off? How is your intuition tracking at this moment? And sometimes that's just tied to our body clock, our biological clock. If you're attuned with yourself, sometimes you can really feel time differently. Sometimes if you're attuned, you can also feel energy differently. That's where empaths come in. Empaths have a supernatural ability to feel people's energy. So, when something someone is saying isn't exactly aligning, or just something feels off in a room, or, you go to a party and then the whole vibe is off and you can just feel that, that's your empathic abilities. That's something ingrained in you, in your deep knowing, your inner gnosis, that's telling you the energy here is weird and I probably should leave. So make sure you're listening to that. I was also watching a TikTok the other day. It was if you go on a first date and you feel like all these butterflies for this person and you're so attracted and drawn to them, and it's like super love bomby, like that's a big giant red flag that you should probably run away, because that's not a good sign. The person that you should be drawn to should feel like home. They should feel very comfortable, and shouldn't make you have any like fight or flight mechanism response, essentially, like, because that's kind of what the butterflies are. So keep that in mind if you're on the dating scene. Now, you also have the Pilgrim card, which I like to see this card, especially with the triquetra. This to me just confirms, again, you're going through a spiritual enlightenment process, ascension. You probably have experienced the dark night of the soul, which is an ego death, and you are on this journey, and it is a lonesome journey at times, but it is a pilgrimage that you will be rewarded for in so many different ways. And right now, I think what's coming in for you is this opportunity for growth and development with this job. And it's also not only are you going to use all the wisdom you have acquired throughout your life, you're going to gain a lot more wisdom because you're in a position of leadership, most likely, and that's going to teach you a lot. The next card I have, Aries, is from my Power of Love deck. This is all about life lessons and what you're learning throughout this time period, and it says priorities. So you understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. And again, since you have the King and Queen of Cups in your energy, it's like you're trying to balance love in a situation with this new role. It's just going to be kind of hard. And for some of you that it's like, this isn't a job, maybe this is just parenting. You're trying to balance like a nice harmony between, like, you know, if you're a single parent, maybe you're trying to be the mother and the father in a situation, and you have to have, it's just a fine line of being both for a child, and that's a very challenging thing to do sometimes when you don't have help, or when, you know, the other parent doesn't want to participate. It might make you feel rather lonesome, but Spirit really wants you to make sure you're balancing that King and Queen of Cups, because that's loving emotion. That's going to keep your heart open. That's going to do a lot of things for you and the people that you're overseeing in the future. Now, the next card I have is sprouting, which to me is just another confirmation for this Page of Pentacles card. It's you're sprouting the seed. It says, like a plant putting our roots in all directions. Like a plant putting out roots in all directions, the inner life reaches out into the world, experiencing resistance for the first time. The creative drive of heaven and earth joins together and grows, bursting with life and a desire to fulfill. It's too early to limit possibilities, so strengthen your resolve and gather support, human or otherwise, to help expand your awareness and influence. What is beginning and what is growing in the center, and where can you find help for it? So that Three of Cups might be like, reach out to your community, reach out to your friend group, reach out to, you know, any mentors or guides you might have that have gone through something similar, and ask for guidance, because as you go through the shift, it's just going to be a different ballgame for you, and you don't want to be trapped in this like defensive energy for too long. Otherwise, it'll close your heart space off. So lots of positive stuff for you, Aries. I hope this video helped. If it did, please smash that like button. Again, it helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I do trauma coaching, spiritual coaching, all different modalities of coaching. Essentially, it's just like ultimate lifestyle coaching, just to help you vibrate on your highest frequency, on your highest level. And everything is frequency, everything is vibration. This is scientific fact. But yeah, if you want a personalized tarot reading where I tap into your energy, but it's very more specific than what I just did here, make sure you reach out or DM me as well. But I will see you next time, Aries. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching.